Sox fans hope fast fingers will give them a chance to see another historic moment. Cold, dry air filtering in the region for tonight. How low those temperatures will go, and we'll hit the 60s later this week.
And a murdered teacher remembered.
Couldn't ask for a more perfect human being.
Students, colleagues, friends, and family say goodbye to Colleen Rimser.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 5 starts right now.
We have a live look for you tonight at Busch Stadium, where the Red Sox tied up the World Series against the St. Louis Cardinals, 2 games apiece. So Game 5 starts in just about 3 hours, and of course, the Sox would love to come back home with a series lead. Good evening, everybody. I'm Paula, Ebben.
And I'm Johnathan. It's good to have you along. It really has been, when you think about it, a wild series, to say the least, with the past 2 games ending with somewhat bizarre plays. Steve Burton and Dan Roche, they're joining us live on the field. And guys, who knows what could happen tonight? Maybe an inside-the-park home run by Ortiz.
Yeah, that's yet to happen. I'll tell you that right now. What do you think is going to happen tonight? Anything can happen. Nowadays, anything can happen. Expect the unexpected, because this has just been a bizarre series right from the get-go. And every now and then, you need a pep talk. And Dan Roche shows me now and then, the guy who gave it last night was lights up.
Yeah, boy, was that fun drama to watch unfold all the way through to Johnny Gomes' big home run and the Red Sox a big 4-2 victory. You know, Steve, over the years, we've watched a lot of great runs to championships here in town. We've heard inspirational speeches from Kevin Garnett, Doc Rivers, Mark Brecky, you name it, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, on and on we go. Last night, en route to what they hoped would be a championship, we added one more.
It was like, 24 kindergartners looking up at their teacher. He got everyone's attention, and we looked him right in the eyes, and, that message is pretty powerful.
They were tied at 1, but it felt like the Sox were losing. So before the top of the 6th inning, David Ortiz gathered his teammates for an emotional chat in the dugout.
I saw a lot of faces, kind of looking in the wrong direction. I told them it took me 5 years to get back up on the stage. And we have a better team than what we have right now, and we never made it. So take advantage of being here.
And when Big Papi's meeting adjourned, Johnny Gomes changed the game and maybe this series with one swing of the bat.
What went through your mind when you saw Johnny put that swing on that ball?
Man, I think I was the happiest guy in the whole stadium.
You seem as pumped up, I think, as I've seen you just standing there in a while. Safe to say that?
How should I be? I don't have another 10 years on me. I don't know when am I going to be back in the World Series. So, got to give everything I have right now.
As for tonight's Game 5 and its importance, listen to the man who speaks wisely.
Whoever wins tomorrow, guaranteed to win the World Series.
All right,
wow.
Some interesting comments from David Ortiz right there. They better win tonight.
That's right.
We'll see what happens. Now, the lineup, no Shane Victorino again. He's still got the back issues. So, again, Daniel Nava in right field, Johnny Gomes in left. Although they're going to move up Pedroia and Ortiz, so they'll bat second and third as opposed to third and fourth. The one difference for tonight.
Boy, this has been fun right from the get-go. Johnathan, Paul, let's go back to you. And I like the idea that inside the park home run. I like that.
Yeah, that would be good.
By Ortiz, though.
And I like his guarantee. But Steve and Dan, after the way the last 2 games ended, it's the World Series of expect the unexpected.
Yeah, it really is expecting unexpected, because you never know what's going to happen when it comes to these bizarre plays. And we've seen them in each game.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Starting with a pop-up.
Yeah, we think about it. The Wainwright pop-up that he let go in Game 1. You go back to Game 1, and it started there. Remember, Peter Cosma, the transfer at second base, he dropped that, led to a big first inning for the Red Sox. Then we saw the pop-up from Wainwright. It fell between him and Yadier Molina. Yeah, and then in Game 2, we saw it continued. The Red Sox throwing the ball around. Craig Breslow makes a 4th throw, and that gave St. Louis the edge. They go on to win that. And
Don't bring up the old word.
Well, remember, obstruction for a long time, and then last night we saw it in the Cards part. A runner getting picked off, Colton Wong, to end a World Series game. We've seen everything happen here, Steve. Now, who knows? I think the inside the park factor, maybe something bizarre could happen tonight.
And you're going to hear from Colton Wong coming up at 6, because there were definitely tears in that guy's eyes. David Ortiz, big prediction. Whoever wins Game 5 tonight wins it all. One thing we do know, it is coming back to Boston. Johnathan, Paula, so are we for that matter. Back to you.
All right, we'll see you guys in a bit. Dan, Steve, thanks.
Thanks, guys. Well, millions of baseball fans are watching the games on TV, of course, but there's nothing quite like being there in person. but it's not cheap. StubHub shows tickets for tonight's Game 5 in St. Louis starting at $220. That's standing room only, and it will be much more expensive once the series returns here to Boston. Tickets for Game 6 at Fenway start at $568, and if there's a Game 7, tickets will cost at least $769. And David Wade shows us how both Sox and Cardinals fans in St. Louis are scrambling to get a seat.
Baseball history is like lightning. It doesn't often strike the same spot twice. But it happened here.
This game is over.
And the possibility of it happening again
Just looking to get tickets, man.
meant a rise and shine trip to Busch Stadium for Dustin and his buddies, who just went to Game 4. So you only planned on one game, but now you're getting greedy.
Oh, yeah. Well, what's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that.
So at these sidewalk self-serve kiosks, they tap away. It's iPad meets I need tickets. Over and over, they ignore the sorry, no tickets screen.
We're hoping that they release them back and get their money back so we can buy them to go to the game tonight.
I saw this young man from California try it for 2 straight days.
Well, with my patience, I'll definitely get something. So I'm not willing to pay the StubHub prices, that's for sure.
Last time I saw him, he was still trying. Of course, there is a ticket office, but apparently that's only for fools like me.
But I'm a Red Sox fan.
There's nothing really.
Are you only saying it because I'm from Boston?
No, I have nothing. No, I'm not only saying that.
And what about all the people who think if they keep tapping the button, they'll get something?
I know. They're hoping for a miracle.
Robert and his wife Jenna drove from Houston, only to find
$9.50 for one ticket.
well, you want the good seats, that's why.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want the standing room only for a couple hundred.
No standing room. I wanted to sit on the place.
And when they never got good seats at a good price, they watched on TV and then this morning drove back to Houston.
Go Bo Sox.
They may get home for the end of Game 5, when who knows what the people in these seats might see. In St. Louis, David Wade, WBZ News.
Now, those are true Sox fans. Now, while our reporters are covering the Sox, they're also fans, because on Saturday, David Wade posted this picture on his Facebook page. Check that out. He wrote, walking around the park during batting practice to get the vibe on the crowd, and Poppy crushes the ball right at me. One lucky bounce later, and you can see the smile on his face. Well, Boston police are preparing for the possibility that the Sox will win the World Series here at home and have already announced some parking restrictions. This you need to know. Between 4 p.m. and 2 o'clock in the morning on Thursday and possibly on Friday, there will be restrictions in the Kenmore Square, Fenway area in Brighton near Northeastern University, Faneuil Hall, and North Station. A lot of areas affected. We have it all for you if you just go to our website at cbsboston.com for a complete list of all the streets that will be closed down.
Well, certainly hope you had a chance to get outside and enjoy 60-degree temperatures today.
Gorgeous fall day. We may not see this again, though, for a while. The chilly weather moving in, and there could be some rain later this week. Chief Meteorologist Eric Fisher has been keeping track of all of it for our forecast. Eric?
Yeah, we're watching a front move through here this evening. It's bringing a few clouds. It'll also have to get a little texture to the sunset tonight. You see some of those clouds moving through along the front, but a really dry atmosphere, which means no rain showers, no snow showers to go along with any of that. As that front drops down tonight, the winds coming out of the north, cold and dry air will pour in, and the temperatures are really going to take a dive as we head through the overnight hours. So we're going for about mid-30s in Boston, but in a lot of the suburbs, especially west of the city, 20s, good stargazing weather with the clear skies, really dry air, those cold temperatures. Just got to bundle up. We'll have that for tonight and tomorrow morning. We're also on Halloween, the all-important evening on Thursday. We may have to dodge a few raindrops and a more significant system for Friday. We'll have more details on both of these coming up in just a few minutes. Jonathan?
All right, Eric, thanks for that. Well, it was a difficult day for Danvers High School students and staff members. Math teacher Colleen Ritzer was laid to rest. Investigators say last week a 14-year-old student killed her inside the school. And as Christina Hager shows us, hundreds attended her funeral to say a final goodbye.
They filed in by the hundreds, family, friends, a yellow busload of Colleen Ritzer's Danvers High School students.
She just lit up the room. I'd say, turn the lights off. Colleen's here, say Paula. She was that, just radiant.
Joe Spanos, Ritzer's former Andover High School teacher. After hearing the horrible details unravel around Ritzer's murder last week, this was a chance to celebrate her.
The church was full to the brim.
So was the crowd around Father Dennis Gallagher from Assumption College, where Ritzer only recently graduated.
people spoke so much about her smile and the wideness of her smile, and that's what I remember about her.
A cousin read the eulogy, saying, "In such a short period of time, one person has made a world of difference. Heaven stole an angel from us today." When it was over, it seemed impossible St. Augustine Church could fit so many people. A sea of black with accents of Ritzer's favorite color, pink.
On the front of the funeral program, words Ritzer once tweeted out to her students. She could not have known how fitting this would be when she wrote, "Be good to people. Being good is a wonderful legacy to leave behind." In Andover, Christina Hager, WBZ News.
And after the service, Ritzer's former teacher called for an end to violence. 14-year-old Philip Chisholm has pleaded not guilty in the charges with Ritzer's murder.
A member of the Miami Dolphins will have to testify in a grand jury investigation reportedly connected to the Aaron Hernandez case. State police served Dolphins center Mike Pouncey with a subpoena after yesterday's game at Gillette. Jack Williams is here tonight with the details. Jack?
All right, Paula, 2 Massachusetts state troopers in plainclothes served the subpoena less than 1 hour after the football game ended. Sports Illustrated published this picture of Pouncey outside the Dolphins' locker room. By the way, it's coming up in a moment. You'll saw that's him. That is not him. That's Aaron Hernandez. Pouncey, by the way, was in a suit behind a uniformed officer. Pouncey is a former teammate and roommate of Aaron Hernandez at the University of Florida. Prosecutors want Pouncey to testify about Hernandez's possible involvement in an interstate gun trafficking operation. Now, WBZ legal analyst Harry Mannion says Pouncey must have been caught off guard.
Welcome to Massachusetts. Here's a grand jury subpoena, and I think it really took him aback. I think it took the Dolphins aback, and I'm sure they're scrambling right now. And I'm sure he needs counsel because his options are pretty limited. Are you going to cooperate?
Well, at this point, Pouncey is not charged with anything. He's only a material witness. But if he fails to show up before the grand jury, that in itself is a crime. Paula?
Jack, thank you. A judge just dismissed assault charges against Boston Celtics forward Jared Sullinger. Police arrested him last month, saying that he attacked his girlfriend. She filed paperwork saying if called to the stand, she would take the Fifth Amendment and would not testify. Prosecutors told the judge without his girlfriend, they did not have enough evidence to pursue the case.
The son of Red Sox announcer Jerry Remy will go on trial for murder next year. Prosecutors say in August, Jared Remy stabbed his girlfriend Jennifer Martell at their Waltham apartment. The two do have a young daughter together. Remy's trial is now scheduled for October 7th, 2014. He is being held without bail. Teresa Hines Carey says that her recovery from the seizures she's had in July is a miraculous recovery. The wife of Secretary of State told the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that doctors think that the seizures are residual effects of a concussion that she suffered back in 2009. Carey says she's having a physical therapy 3 times a week and doing brain exercises.
Well, coming up ahead at 5, an elementary school student injured at recess. What the school told parents about the violence between 2 7-year-old boys.
And violent storms hit Europe, causing death, destruction, and a massive power outage. We've got some dramatic video to share with you.
All of this is for Puppy Doe, that dog that was tortured and left to die in Quincy. And now there could be a break in this case.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Luna.
Right now at Luna, get an incredible 70% off carpet, hardwood, and laminate flooring. 877-241. Luna.
Welcome to Oktoberfest at Bach Honda on the Autobahn Route 1 in Norwood and Bach Honda Fest in Westwood, Mass. Start something special. Drive a brand new Honda Accord for only $98 per month. 2 great Bach Honda locations. 1 frightfully low Bach Honda price. Oktoberfest only at Bach Honda.
Cause this is...
My party is now Party City. This Halloween, be heroic, be magical. Thousands of styles, millions of costumes, adults and kids from just $9.99. Plus outrageous accessories and decorations. Don't just be a costume, be a character. I party is now Party City. Nobody has more Halloween for less.
The Pick Your Perfect Civic event is happening now, and you could get an amazing deal on a new Honda Civic. Our best Civic yet is loaded with standard features, and it was the first car in its category to receive the highest rating of Top Safety Pick Plus from the IIHS. So head to your Honda dealer today, and you could get an incredible deal on the car everyone loves. Now, at the Pick Your Perfect Civic event. Lease one for just $159 per month, with $19.99 due at signing. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Come on, kids, we gotta go. Oh, now I gotta go. Oh, can you make that to go?
These days, nobody has time to get sick, but MinuteClinic makes it easy to get well. Our nurse practitioners can diagnose and write prescriptions for everything from strep throat to sinus infections with no appointment necessary, so you can feel better in no time.
You guys want to go to the park? Yeah!
MinuteClinic, the medical clinic in CVS Pharmacy. Accepts Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Find a clinic near you at MinuteClinic.com.
Hi, I'm Dawn Hayes for the Toyota Winning Numbers sales event. And the winning numbers are 0, 6, and 0. That's a winning 0 for 60 on all-wheel drive Highlanders and roomy Sienna minivans. And next we have a 2. That's a winning 2 years no-cost maintenance on any new Toyota. The Toyota Winning Numbers sales event is going on now. Everyone's a winner. Toyota, let's go places. Well, tonight, a big break in the puppy doe case. You might remember back in August, it was just pathetic. People living in Quincy found a female pit bull beaten near a playground.
The dog had been repeatedly abused, and vets had to put her down. Well, police just made an arrest. Our Bill Shields joining us live in Quincy. There was a huge outcry when this story first came out, Bill.
Well, Jonathan, you don't have to be an animal lover to appreciate and be shocked by the brutality of the details of this story. But now the Quincy police, along with Connecticut police, have arrested a man down in New Britain. He's from Poland, but they've arrested him, and they expect to have him back in Quincy about 8 o'clock tonight here at the police station.
Made an arrest of a suspect. That suspect was arrested for misleading a police investigation.
It was a case involving a dog, but so brutal in its nature it got national attention. Even today, 2 months after Puppy Doe's battered body was found, there is a growing memorial to the dog who was tortured almost beyond description and left to die in Quincy. Yet now, there has been an arrest. And here, stern reaction from the animal-loving public.
For Puppy Doe, I think it's great that we're able to maybe bring someone to court.
Now, this man has been arrested in Connecticut. 34-year-old Radoslaw Surkowski, a Polish immigrant. Sources tell WBZ that in August, Surkowski was living and working for an elderly woman who lived in this house in Quincy, next door to the playground where Puppy Doe was found. Detectives were there today gathering more evidence. And tomorrow, Surkowski will face numerous charges.
He'll be brought to Quincy District Court and arraigned tomorrow on the misleading a police investigation charge, as well as 11 charges of cruelty to animals, which carries a 5-year felony.
And one law enforcement official told me today that this case may involve a dog, but it's like an onion. The more you peel it back, the more layers you find, and the more information you find. It could lead who knows where. Reporting live from Quincy, I'm Bill Shields, WBZ News. Paula?
All right, Bill, thank you. Well, Penn State plans to pay nearly $60 million to the 26 young men who claimed sexual abuse by a former football coach. Former assistant football coach Jerry Sandusky is now serving a 30 to 60-year prison sentence for those crimes. The university says it decided to compensate the victims the day a jury convicted Sandusky. Settlement negotiations lasted about a year.
Tonight, a major cleanup effort is underway in England after a deadly storm left behind some serious damage. Look at this, the storm packing winds, nearly 100 miles an hour, whipping up 25-foot waves, knocking over buildings, even tore trees right out of the ground. At least 13 people have been killed. More than 250,000 people are still without electricity. And have a look at this, strong winds in Brussels, literally knocking people off their feet. This is the same system that caused all that damage in England. It is just moving its way across Europe. And here, wow, it's It's been absolutely gorgeous. We've had some really nice fall weather.
It was a real pleasant surprise today that it was so mild.
Oh, don't say surprise.
You know,
I don't want to hear a surprise. I never want to see it.
I had convinced myself I had to deal with cold from now on.
No.
So when it's nice like this, then you're like,
We'll be well through the 60s later this week.
See?
This won't be sunny.
Yeah.
Let's talk
She'll
about...
be surprised. It'll be nice and warm.
Yes, absolutely. It'll be well above average to end things out. Tonight's not the case. Cold air is on the move. I have a cold front that's moving in. We had the warmer weather out ahead of it. 56 in Boston right now. It's 57 in Plymouth. Orange at 52. But there you see Burlington. It's already down to 44 degrees. That's where our wind is coming from. That's where our air is coming from. And so tonight, one of the coldest nights that we've seen so far this season, if not the coldest. We've got some wind that's still pretty gusty out there, anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour. So it always makes it feel a little bit cooler. The leaves are rolling along the sidewalks this evening. The wind will start to die down as we head into tonight and certainly past midnight. The front is right in here. It's creating that patchy cloud cover. Probably a nice sunset tonight, but very limited moisture in the atmosphere, which means no raindrops and no snowflakes anywhere across southern New England for tonight. The temperatures will drop as we head toward tomorrow morning. Lots of 20s on the map, especially west of Boston. Bedford down to 26, Norwood looking at 27. Also sub-freezing temperatures around New Bedford and all the way down toward the Buzzards Bay region. The only slightly milder spot, Cape Cod and down toward Nantucket, right around 40 degrees for overnight lows. But still pretty chilly for tomorrow morning. Brilliant clear sunshine tomorrow when we wake up. After a cold night, the sun will start to go to work, but not very effective. A lot of cold air will be filtering down from the middle layers of the atmosphere. So mid-40s as we head toward lunchtime. Less wind is the idea, so if you want to rake leaves, tomorrow is the day. It's probably the lightest wind type of day we'll have all weekend. Friday more will come down, so if you want to wait till later on, understandable. The evening commute, 47 degrees. Many towns won't get to 50 for tomorrow. Now, as we head toward Wednesday, a weak system moves in. It's going to bring a lot of cloud cover around. Again, not a lot of moisture. We may see a couple of rain showers or even a couple of snow showers on Wednesday morning. That may add a little bit of excitement to the area. And then the next storm system starts to approach on Thursday. This is a bigger one. It's going to try to bring some rain as we head toward Halloween evening and the potential Game 7 at Fenway Park. I think a lot of it will stay west. And tonight, no issues. Mild, 60 degrees in St. Louis with the Sox and the Cards. And we're keeping a close eye on Halloween. Right now, not that cold in the 50s. There could be a couple of showers around. I do think it will certainly be breezy for Halloween evening. Might be a difficult one to keep the lights going, the candles going inside the pumpkins. So here's how the next 3 days go. Not a lot of significant precipitation. Friday, different story, and a lot of wind to end the week. We'll talk more about that later on in the newscast. Paula, Jonathan, back to you.
Eric, thank you. More than 2 weeks ago, her daughter vanished without a trace.
Straight ahead, a WBZ exclusive interview with the mother of Abigail Hernandez. And now here are Jack and Lisa. They're going to look at what's ahead at 6.
Well, Paula and Johnathan, a nurse, told to pay the state more than $10,000, all because of a simple mistake.
Just to remember this story, it generated a lot of outrage when the I-Team exposed what in the world was happening. Coming up new at 6 o'clock, what the state is now doing to this nurse that has left her unable to pay any bills.
And he threw batting practice to Ted Williams and says the legend never got a good swing off it.
On our 6 o'clock news, you'll meet the oldest living former Red Sox player and hear why he thinks this year's team will win it all.
The Red Sox, the Cardinals, the World Series. WBZ has your complete team coverage all series long.
What a weird, wild, wacky World Series we have seen.
With game-by-game insight and analysis.
One thing is for sure, it is coming back to Boston.
No one gets you closer to the players than WBZ.
Gosh, dang, the greatest.
Complete team coverage of the Sox and the series. On TV and online. Only with WBZ.
When it comes to crossovers, no other vehicle compares to the Kia Sorento. It has an available GDI V6 engine, a programmable power liftgate, panoramic sunroof, and so much more. And if that wasn't enough, here's one feature the competition just can't beat. Game, set, match. Lease a Sorento for $239 a month, or get 0% APR financing for up to 60 months.
Right now at Sleepy's, save up to 70% on every Sealy and Serta mattress set. Get a queen set starting at only $299. Sleepy's, the mattress professionals, making the world a better place to sleep.
While New England weather is always changing, there's one thing you can count on. The WBZ WBZ Mobile AccuWeather Lab, bringing you to the middle of the storm and tracking weather right in your neighborhood. The WBZ Mobile AccuWeather Lab, powered by your New England Chevy dealers.
I am Liam Kerr, Chairman of Democrats for Education Reform, and Democrats for Education Reform approves and paid for this message.
Education drives life. And as a grandmother and great-grandmother, and as a person who has a vested interest in education, I would like to see a mayor like John Connolly that shares those same philosophies. John has his children in Boston Public Schools. It makes him have an investment in the system. John Connolly will support those voices that go unheard. Give somebody a chance and see if they won't shine.
Hi, I'm Dawn Hayes for the Toyota Winning Numbers Sales Event. And the winning numbers are 2, 9, and 9. That's a winning $299 lease on an all-new Tundra Decab SR5. And next we have a 2. That's a winning 2 years, no-cost maintenance on any new Toyota. The Toyota Winning Numbers Sales Event is going on now. Everyone's a winner. Toyota, let's go places.
Tonight, a WBZ exclusive, the mother of a missing New Hampshire teen sits down for a one-on-one interview for the very first time.
Abigail Hernandez just vanished after school more than 2 weeks ago, and as New Hampshire Bureau Chief Michael Rosenfield shows us, her mother isn't giving up hope her daughter will come home.
Do you think she's being held against her will?
I don't know.
In her first one-on-one interview since her daughter vanished, Xenia Hernandez says there was no hint that something terrible was about to happen 19 days ago.
Oh, nothing. No, that was like, oh my God. It was like weird. She just vanished. Like, she was there 1 minute and life was going on, and then the next minute she was just gone. Like, gone.
Abby Hernandez disappeared while walking home from school. The high school freshman was just days away from turning 15.
Did she communicate with people she didn't know?
I hope not, but the FBI and other law enforcement agencies are really working on that.
Do you think she had any possible secret life that you didn't know about?
Oh, she's 15 now, and I don't think, secret enough or sinister enough to cause her disappearance.
Hernandez says her daughter was supposed to take the bus home the day she disappeared, and she has no idea why she decided to walk.
I do not think she ran away. I do not think that she went completely voluntarily.
Hernandez believes her daughter got into a car with someone she either knew or a stranger, quickly realized she was in trouble, and may have tried to use her phone for help.
It's like she was there, she seemed to be all right, she was happy, and then suddenly she went, gone. Like, and her phone went blank almost immediately after she vanished.
Many have asked, where is Abby's father? Why he hasn't been at any of the press conferences? Hernandez says they are estranged. He lives out of state. The FBI says he has been cooperating. In Conway, New Hampshire, Michael Rosenfield, WBZ News.
Well, the Red Sox looking to take 2 out of 3 in the World Series now, beginning tonight in St. Louis.
And when we return, a preview of tonight's Game 5, what the Sox need to do in order to pull out a win, another one in St. Louis.
Plus, a year after Sandy, Ellis Island reopens. The damage the superstorm left behind and why this is just the first step of the recovery.
The student who went to the hospital and his alleged assailant are both 7. Now police here in Spencer are trying to figure out if what happened here during the school recess was a crime.
Next, Queen Latifah, NCIS star Paula Perrette's secret obsession.
What's wrong with you, girl?
And she won Homecoming Queen at 82, but can she beat Queen at ping pong?
Tomorrow at 9 on WBZ TV.
Candy. Who doesn't want a little candy? This Halloween, your New England Honda dealers want you to bring home a different kind of candy. Automotive candy, that is. Choose from a great selection of new Honda Civics, Accords, Pilots, Odysseys, and CRVs. Unwrap a sweet deal on the all-wheel drive CRV for just $249 a month. Hurry in. The sweet incentives will all be gone Monday, November 4th at the Halloween Savings Event at your New England Honda dealers.
The future of Boston starts now, and it starts with great schools in every neighborhood, cutting bureaucracy, investing those savings in the classroom, holding principals, teachers, and students to the highest standards. That's what I've always done. I have a comprehensive plan to end crime and violence, from more after-school programs to tougher gun laws.
keeping kids in school and off the streets. Boston's future starts with its schools, and it starts today. I'm John Connolly, and I'll be your education mayor.
Tonight's primetime lineup is brought to you by Avidia. Find us at avidiabank.com. The Volkswagen Sign Then Drive sales event is back, which means it's never been easier to get a new Passat. Awarded J.D. Power's most appealing midsize car 2 years in a row. And right now, you can drive one home for practically just your signature. Get zero do-it signing, zero down, zero deposit, and zero first month's payment on any new 2014 Volkswagen. Hurry, this offer ends October 31st. For details, visit VWDealer.com today.
When it comes to crossovers, no other vehicle compares to the Kia Sorento. It has an available GDI V6 engine, a programmable power liftgate, panoramic sunroof, and so much more. And if that wasn't enough, here's one feature the competition just can't beat. Game, set, match. Lease a Sorento for $239 a month, or get 0% APR financing for up to 60 months.
Wake up with David, Carrie, Todd, and Michelle. Come see what's different on WBZ News in the morning. I love it. Let's start the day together.
Our top stories at 5:30. Tears flowing freely as a community says goodbye to Danvers High School math teacher Colleen Ritzer. Her funeral mass was this morning. Investigators say that a 14-year-old student killed Ritzer inside the school last week.
And this man, now in custody in connection with the puppy doe case in Quincy. In August, neighbors found the abused dog abandoned in a playground.
And are you ready for Game 5? The Sox certainly are. Right now, Brandon Workman and Xander Bogaerts are speaking at a pregame news conference. Let's listen in.
Locked in and more focused throughout every game and watching hitters and that sort of thing.
Standing in the back, Alex?
Xander, Dustin Pedroia, when he was sitting up there a couple of days ago, said that he thinks that you're going to be one of the team's leaders pretty soon. What does that mean to you, and you know, how important is it for you to be to kind of have leadership qualities?
I mean, he's definitely one of the leaders over there too on our team right now. You know, for him to say something like that, it's probably a dream come true if it happens. You know, so just gotta keep working hard and make it happen.
What?
Xander, have you heard from people back home? Are they watching the games? Are people now wearing Red Sox uniforms? Are they gathering in different places?
I mean, it's hectic down there. It's something else. I mean, so many people wearing my jerseys. I can't even imagine, you know. Everybody watching the game expecting you to do good, so like the first two games, I got two strikeouts each game. Everyone's going crazy, like Bogart, what's going on, you know? I'm like, don't panic, just relax, you know? It's baseball, you have ups and downs, so just gotta relax and enjoy the game.
21 years old.
It's pretty good for 21.
Yeah, Xander Bogaerts has certainly been a spark plug for the Sox, and they've been needing it this series, and now they're all firing on a lot more cylinders than they started with, so it's great.
Well, right now, the one thing we do know for sure, the Sox will play the final game of the 2013 World Series at home.
Music to Sox Nation. Everybody wanted to see that. The series now tied up again, 2 games apiece, and Lester will be on the mound this evening. Fans are hoping for another big win from him, and he has been brilliant in the postseason. Let's go back to Dan Rhodes live at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, and this really worked out really well because they're coming back home for the final games.
Yeah, it's worked out perfectly, and you know, you hate to say it, but they may have 2 opportunities to get it done at home. That's what they'll be looking for. Tonight's a huge game. David Ortiz said it at the top of our newscast that, you know, the team that wins tonight is going to win the World Series. That's how the Red Sox are approaching it. I just talked to Dustin Pedroia a few minutes ago. He said, we got to win tonight. They're looking at it like that, and they want this guy, John Lester, on the mound. Let's take a look at him. Dominating in Game 1. He gave an outstanding performance, using all of his pitches, his fastball, his cutter, his off-speed stuff. 7 2/3 shutout innings. He was superb, and again, the only blip was that substance that they looked at as far as his glove is concerned, getting a grip. So keep an eye on that. That's one thing. Will that affect John Lester tonight, especially pitching on the road? We'll see how he gets it done. On the other side of things, another guy to pay attention to is Adam Wainwright. He's the ace of this Cardinals staff, along with Michael Wacha. Struggled at Fenway Fenway Park in the opener. Gave up 5 runs in the first 2 innings, just didn't have it. He finished out 5 innings, got a strikeout in there, but it wasn't his night. He feels like it's his night tonight here in Game 5 because he is coming back here to Busch Stadium, a place that he's pitched very, very well in. He wants the ball. He's confident. So a really intriguing matchup. Once again, on the mound, these hitters are going to have their hands full. They're ready for it. Again, watch the Red Sox. If they can lay off the breaking ball, he's got a real big curveball, does Wainwright. If they can lay off early on that, they'll have a good opportunity here to finally score some runs. So good matchup. Looking forward to it. We'll have much more coming up at the top of the hour. But for now, Johnathan and Paula, let's go back to you guys.
And you got to admit, Danny, a lot of these hitters have really adapted and adjusted to some great pitching.
Yeah, you know, it's just trying to get one good swing on the ball. We've seen it time and time again, from Gomes to Napoli to Ortiz. They need just one good swing, and they've been able to pull that out.
A lot of these guys are due. All right, Danny, thanks very much for that. A lot of excitement, as you can see. You can find everything you need to know about the World Series on our website. We are live blogging the games. You can find links to buy official World Series gear. You can even upload your fan photos. It's all right there on our website at cbsboston.com. And the nice thing behind Danny's is weather won't be an issue tonight for the game.
Not at all. Around here, though, Eric Fisher, we get some changes as we head toward Halloween.
Well, the cold air is coming in for tonight, and then we're going to go in the other direction as we head toward Thursday and Friday. But a front that's moving through as we speak, ushering in cold and really much drier air. This is weird to say, but the driest air mass of the season, so I think it's going to be a full chapstick alert. You'll notice your lips will be dry, your skin will be a little bit itchy when you come out of the shower tomorrow morning. Dew points are in the 20s right now, which is pretty low to begin with, but down to the teens tonight and even some single digits tomorrow. In terms of the actual temperatures, lots of 20s on the map tonight. Downtown Boston at 35. We'll stay in the low 40s for the Cape and the Islands, but we'll be in the 60s later on this week. More details on that warm-up in a little bit. Paula?
Eric, thanks. Tonight, police in Spencer are investigating an apparent case of schoolyard violence, so violent that it sent one student to the hospital. Officials say both the victim and the other student involved are 7 years old. Ken McLeod spoke to parents at the school.
After huddling about the investigation this morning, both the police chief and school superintendent declined interviews, leaving residents to wonder a bit.
It was stunning. I was shocked.
She's talking about an incident during outdoor recess here at the Wire Village School, which sent one 7-year-old to the hospital and has police complaining assault charges against a 7-year-old classmate.
I believe that the school system doesn't watch the children the way they should.
The incident happened on October 4th, but it wasn't until last Friday, a full 3 weeks later, that the school system sent out this vague letter notifying parents. The school advises parents that we have no conclusive evidence to make a judgment, and that the safety of all our students is of utmost importance. Not enough, insisted one parent.
The letter doesn't say anything. It just says involving 2 students, but it doesn't say what happened.
Indeed, officials won't describe the incident, the student's serious injury, or even say if the aggressor is back at school. And that bugs this mother of a young daughter.
Well, if there's some kid who's hurting other children, I would want to know about it. I wouldn't want her being around that, quite frankly.
Police say they need time to interview other children who might have seen the incident, which was first reported to state social workers who contacted the DA's office, who told Spencer police.
Too young for that kind of stuff.
Police declined to offer a timetable, acknowledging job one is to determine if the actions of a 7-year-old warrant some sort of prosecution. In Spencer, Ken McLeod, WBZ News.
Now, the Worcester Telegram and Gazette reports the injured child was in the hospital for several days, but police would not confirm that for us.
Still to come, a mystery in the San Francisco Bay. Who may be behind this massive barge, and why you may be seeing something similar here in New England?
The Boston mayoral candidates make plenty of promises, but how will they pick up the tab for them? What they said when we asked them.
Candy. Who doesn't want a little candy? This Halloween, your New England Honda dealers want you to bring home a different kind of candy. Automotive candy, that is. Choose from a great selection of new Honda Civics, Accords, Pilots, Odysseys, and CR-Vs. Unwrap a sweet deal on the all-wheel drive CR-V for just $249 a month. Hurry in. The sweet incentives will all be gone Monday, November 4th at the Halloween Savings Event at your New England Honda dealers.
Hi, I'm Patrick Horrigan of Horrigan Cleaners. And for over 90 years, people have trusted us to properly and professionally clean their Oriental rugs.
Our exclusive 4-step cleaning process gently yet thoroughly washes and dries your rug, restoring the vibrant color and soft, luxurious feel of wool. And having your rug cleaned is easy with our hassle-free service. We'll come to you, handle all the furniture moving, and do the same when your rug returns home. Protect your investment. Have your rug cleaned the proper way with Horrigan Cleaners. Online at HorriganCleaners.com.
Now, in less time than you ever imagined, you can breathe new life into your basement and add much-needed living space to your home with the Owens Corning Basement Finishing System. Did you know installing drywall can take months? But our system is installed in about 2 weeks with virtually no mess. So in practically no time, you'll not only finish your basement, you'll transform your home. Call 1-800-BASEMENT now for a free video and design consultation. It's a fact. Nobody knows basements better than Owens Corning.
In Italy, there is one ricotta cheese brand that is preferred above all others.
Galvani.
A ricotta cheese so smooth, so delicious, few can resist it. Now Sorrento has joined with Galvani to continue making authentic ricotta cheese here in the U.S.
Galvani.
Enjoy the true taste of Italy at your table with Sorrento. Now Galvani, Italy's favorite cheese brand.
Longhorn knows sometimes nothing beats a great steak. But we don't stop there. It's turf and surf the Longhorn way. There's the Renegade Sirloin and our new lobster stuffed jumbo shrimp. Or our Flo's filet and our new lobster and shrimp mac and cheese. Or stick with the classic, a juicy filet with a cold water lobster tail. Whatever your choice, come in tonight, because this 1-2 wallop of land and sea won't last long. Turf and surf at Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake a steak. And try our steakhouse lunch combo starting at $7.99, like our chicken avocado sandwich.
Ooh, now it's love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, now it's love. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Subaru takes you safely on adventures and brings you home memories. Buy a brand new 2014 all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza, well-equipped for only $17,895.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
In the race for mayor of Boston, the candidates are making plenty of promises about improving programs and services.
That can get expensive, though. So what about footing the bill for their vision? Political analyst John Keller has been pressing them for answers. And John, are you getting anywhere with those?
Well, sort of. Let's put it that way. John Connolly and Marty Walsh both claim they'll be on the lookout for new funding sources and more efficient ways of using the money the city already has. But when it comes to new taxes, both men are more adamant about what they won't do than what they will do.
I want to see every police officer get real community policing training.
I would love to see get more police officers on bicycles in neighborhoods.
Today, it was crime, but on many other issues as well. Connolly and Walsh have repeatedly called for new programs and new spending, while saying little about how they'll pay for it. So we asked them, which one of you is going to be the first to acknowledge that we're going to need more revenue?
I've put some new revenue ideas on the table. Community Preservation Act, how we rework pilot agreements.
And a lot of the new revenues is going to be by economic development, by attracting new business to Boston and growing some of the business we have in Boston, creating those opportunities. Some of the programs we're talking about that I've been talking about as well, some of them are new, but they're also reconstructed programs.
But what about taking a look at the city's extraordinarily low property taxes, with residential property taxed at a lower rate than 242 other cities and towns, and a commercial property tax rate ranked 19th in the state?
Property tax off the table.
Why?
It's just not the right thing. People pay too much, and the housing prices have gone up. Our city's becoming, too expensive for people to be able to purchase homes.
The key part here is not to put it on the backs of Bostonians through the property tax. I don't want to see us go that way. I think Beacon Hill has often tied our hands in what we do there.
Connolly and Walsh have spent plenty of time in this campaign debating who's better qualified to contain costs, such as public employee contracts, an important issue, no doubt. But when it comes to identifying major new sources of revenue to pay for their big plans, well, they've said next to nothing of substance. Jonathan, back to you.
All right, John, thank you. Damage from Superstorm Sandy repaired. Coming up next, Ellis Island reopens to the public for the first time in a year.
Unbelievable. It's been a year. Last year we had Sandy. The year before that we had Snowtober. This year we've had nice weather. We'll see if that will keep on going when we come back.
When you watch BZ at 11 o'clock, You see stories that break news.
WBZ got exclusive access in Mobile 4.
These aging structures will soon be gone.
Investigations that get results.
The state plans to build a new 42-inch barrier for the half-mile stretch of road.
Stories you won't see anywhere else.
The Boston family absolutely furious. Their 5-year-old son was put on the wrong school bus and then left alone outside their home.
Turn to Lisa Hughes, Johnathan, Eilias, and the national Emmy award-winning WBZ News at 11.
Welcome to Oktoberfest! At Bach Toyota, we have everything you're looking for. All at frightfully low Bach Toyota prices. There's your winning number. Drive home a brand new Toyota Camry, America's best-selling automobile. That gets 35 miles per gallon for only $109 per month. Oktoberfest only at Bach Toyota.
It's a fast-paced world. I love it. Everything at your fingertips. You save time and money. I love to shop for insurance. You may think you're getting more, but actually, you could be settling for less. That's why I went to TrustedChoice.com. I found the perfect local Massachusetts independent insurance agent who saved me a bundle on my bundle. A protection plan to meet my needs at the best possible price.
Representing our Paula Insurance Group.
Finally, somebody who loves to shop around as much as I do.
There's a new way to wake up.
Rock-a-doo-doo-doo. It's big and toasted time.
Start every morning big with the new Angus Steak Big and Toasted Breakfast Sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts. Mornings will never be the same. America runs on Dunkin'.
Does Coach know you're in here?
The Pick Your Perfect Civic event is happening now, and you could get an amazing deal on a new Honda Civic. Our best Civic yet is loaded with standard features, and it was the first car in its category to receive the highest rating of Top Safety Pick Plus from the IIHS. So head to your Honda dealer today, and you could get an incredible deal on the car everyone loves. Now, at the Pick Your Perfect Civic event. Lease one for just $159 per month, with $19.99 due at signing. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Beep, boop, boop, beep. She says, switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Call or click today.
Breaking news for you, Red Sox manager John Farrell speaking about tonight's Game 5 of the World Series. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Coach, you talked about the fact that he wanted to act quickly and throw it over there. How big is it, for Napoli to be able to react to that in real time, and especially in light of the fact that this is his first year playing first base?
Well, it's been his first year at first base full time. He's had a number of games played with Texas prior to this, and even with the Angels to a lesser extent. But holding a runner on is, you're on alert all the time, whether it's an early pick, a late pick, whatever it might be. So there wasn't really anything abnormal inside of that play.
Manolo, in the middle on the left.
John, please, could you talk a little bit about the obvious importance of today's game, and how do we feel that regardless of what happened, you're going to go back to Boston?
Well, I think much like the Cardinals, I'm sure have felt coming back home here for these three games, playing in your home ballpark, you draw off the energy of the fans. Our guys embrace that. They feel comfortable in Fenway. So knowing that we're going back there is of some comfort. But, Game 5, we don't look at any one game with more importance than the other. Tonight is, we look at it as the most important game of the year, and that's been the case for 162 in the regular season, and no different with our approach in the postseason.
On the far left, Kevin.
John, I was hoping you could help fill out the mood and situation when David Ortiz calls the guys together in the dugout. Is that something he discussed with you? Would he discuss that sort of thing? What was the impact of it?
David doesn't script much, and that certainly wasn't scripted last night. I thought the way things were unfolding in that game, it was an appropriate message that he gave. It ends up being a timely one. But even if the sixth inning doesn't unfold as it did, I still thought it was, something that's very unique at this level for a major league player to call an impromptu team message meeting. And you know what? His words were spot on, because I walked down close by and heard what he said. Can't say everything that he said, but at the same time, the message was spot on. And you know what? Whether it led to the inning that unfolded, he was right by what he said.
You guys, what he said.
It was just more along the lines of, you know, we've gotten to this point because of the players we are, and I think what he was reflecting on was what we all sensed and felt, and that we weren't having normal or typical at-bats. It just felt like there was maybe an overarching mood that needed to be jolted and snapped out of, and that's what took place.
Aaron.
John, could you take us through your starting pitching for the rest of the series? Do you stay in rotation with Lackey and Peavy?
As of now, yes. That's the way we're lined up.
Buster?
John, Ortiz is so hot right now, and Matheny said after last night's game that they'll make their adjustments, knowing there's a possibility they may just pitch around him. How much did that weigh into choices you made filling out the lineup today?
That's factored in. I can't say that that's the sole purpose, but you know, just what we're seeing with individual guys and how they're swinging the bat and how we can maybe try to spread out potential production. So the way David has swung the bat, certainly that you would expect him to make some adjustments, and so that's one of the things that's been factored into this.
It's a best of three now. Skipper John Farrell talking before Game 5 of the World Series in St. Louis about the adjustments he'll be making. It'll be interesting to see if they pitch around Big Papi David Ortiz. Well, tomorrow marks 1 year since Superstorm Sandy hit New Jersey, New York, and New England. The massive hurricane just pounded the coast, causing $65 billion in damage. At least 182 people, including a New Hampshire resident, lost their lives. Massachusetts will now get more than $10 million in federal funds to restore wetlands and structures damaged in the storm.
And Ellis Island reopened today for the first time since Superstorm Sandy flooded it. Ellis Island and the neighboring Liberty Island needed about $77 million in repairs after the storm sent a wall of water slamming into a New York harbor.
This place was totally devastated. The grounds were destroyed. Our infrastructure was completely destroyed.
But today's a proud day.
Today's a great day.
Yeah, New York Harbor got nailed. More than 1 million photographs and other artifacts are still being stored in temperature-controlled vaults in Maryland. While crews fix and upgrade the buildings, it'll be several months before the 27-acre property is fully restored. And I don't think people appreciate that. Unless you're in the affected area, you go down there and you don't realize, it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. There's still a lot of damage.
And I'm sure a week you will never forget.
Absolutely not. We're out there for a good 10 days, starting in Rhode Island, worked all the way down to New Jersey. And you're right, because remember Irene, and this made landfall. It wasn't a big deal at landfall, but in Vermont, we saw that incredible damage.
Road's gone, yeah.
People in New York said no big deal. People in Vermont were picking up the pieces. Take a look at the track of Sandy 1 year ago. This was the day before landfall. It came ashore on the 29th of October. It started down in the Caribbean, came up across Jamaica, Cuba, the Bahamas, and went well out to sea, and then that famous left hook that brought it in right around Atlantic City, New Jersey, and eventually toward Pennsylvania. We had the wind, we had the surge, we had snow. Over 2 feet of snow, remember, came down in the Appalachians as Sandy came in. An incredible storm. And right at this time, 1 year ago, this is the wind field of Sandy. I know it looks a bit like an egg yolk, but what we're talking about is tropical storm force winds everywhere there in orange. That is a huge area. It's because of the size of Sandy, not necessarily the intense winds, that it generated the surge that it did and brought that kind of damage to New York City, the Connecticut shoreline, Rhode Island, and down into New Jersey. So many impacted by that storm. A lot more on that tomorrow night as well. For this evening, much quieter. This October has been much quieter. A front is moving through, a few scattered clouds, and some gusty breezes this evening. Still gusting over 20 miles per hour in many locations. The wind's been with us for the past several days. It will be for most of this upcoming week. That front coming through will bring in much colder air from Canada and also very dry air. This is the type of stuff where you'll have all chapped lips. You'll notice that your skin is very dry coming out of the shower. Dew points will go way down to the teens. Tomorrow they might actually go down into the single digits. So we take a look at the temperatures tonight. They'll be taking a nosedive. A lot of 20s on the map by tomorrow morning. Good stargazing weather. Nice clear skies. 29 degrees in Worcester, Bedford down to 26. Norwood at 27. Out of the Cape and the Islands, likely staying in the low 40s tonight. Still chilly, but not quite as cold as what we'll be talking about inland. So tomorrow morning at the bus stop, we're all bundled up, mid-30s to start off. Some towns will be in the 20s still. By midday lunch, we're still in the 40s. We'll stay in the upper 40s to around 50 tomorrow afternoon. So although it'll be a bright day, it'll be a cold day, and those feel of the air will be a little bit more like the middle of winter. Highs across the region, again, many towns stay in the 40s, especially north and west of Boston, the lower 50s from New Bedford over toward Chatham and Barnstable and down toward Nantucket. Changes for Wednesday, quick moving impulse in the atmosphere. It's going to bring some clouds. We'll call it partly sunny skies, maybe a snow shower or a rain shower, but a more significant system starts to approach on Thursday. A lot of this rain to start is going to stay off to our west. We could have some showers around for trick-or-treating. Right now, I'm leaning more dry than soaking wet. We may have to dodge a little bit of rain. The good news is you don't have to deal with the cold. Temperatures will be in the 50s. They'll stay up all Halloween night. Your WBZ AccuWeather 7-day forecast, brand spanking new looking 7 days. Take a look at some of those temperatures. As we head toward Thursday, a high of 57. Friday, we're way up into the 60s. The warm front rockets to the north. We'll see some rain. Right now, I'm not going huge amounts of rain, but there will be some. And then we'll cool down. It's Sunday from 66 Friday to 47 on Sunday. And it's fall back time. You get an extra hour's sleep.
That's right.
Oh, I love that.
It gets darker so much earlier, though, too.
Oh, sunset before 5 o'clock Sunday night.
I've been excited about everything that happens like this. I love that about you. Thanks, Eric. Just in time for Halloween, Christie's plans to auction off the world's largest orange diamond. Now, the gem currently on display in Hong Kong is expected to bring in, that's a big stone, about $20 million at next month's auction. The 14.8 carat pear-shaped diamond was mined in South Africa 30 years ago.
Well, a high-tech mystery off the coast of San Francisco.
It's pretty cool. Coming up next, what Google may be building. Now, let's check in with Jack and Eilias and see what's coming up next at 6.
Johnathan, Paula, thank you. Red Sox, they're trying to win one more in St. Louis.
Need them to come home with the momentum, the changes in tonight's lineup, and how those changes could help the Sox come home with that win.
You'll love this. His Red Sox career started during World War II. Next at 6 o'clock, he'll meet the oldest living former player, still rooting for the Red Sox every game.
Brian, is it true you've sold more Nissans than any other dealer in New England ever?
Yes, it's true.
Right now at Kelly Nissan in Woburn, Linfield, and Beverly, lease a new 2014 Nissan Altima 2.5S for just $79 a month.
Go to kellyauto.com. You know that family? The one whose eye for design is apparent in every detail? Whose refined taste is best characterized by the company they keep? Well, say hello to the newest member of the family, the Cadillac SRX, awarded Best Interior Design of any luxury brand. Lease this 2013 SRX for around $369 a month. Visit newenglandcadillac.com for this attractive offer.
Come on, kids, we gotta go. Oh, now I gotta go. Oh, can you make that to go?
These days, nobody has time to get sick, but MinuteClinic makes it easy to get well. Our nurse practitioners can diagnose and write prescriptions for everything from strep throat to sinus infections with no appointment necessary, so you can feel better in no time.
You guys want to go to the park?
Yeah! MinuteClinic, the medical clinic in CVS Pharmacy. Accepts Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Find a clinic near you at MinuteClinic.com.
I'm Liam Kerr, Chairman of Democrats for Education Reform, and Democrats for Education Reform approves and pays for this message.
Education drives life, and as a grandmother, great-grandmother, and as a person who has a vested interest in education, I would like to see a mayor like Johnathan that shares those same philosophies. John has his children in Boston Public Schools. It makes him have an investment in the system. John Connolly will support those voices that go unheard. Give somebody a chance and see if they will shine.
Brian, is it true you've sold more Nissans than any other dealer in New England ever?
Yes, it's true.
Right now at Kelly Nissan in Woburn, Linfield, and Beverly, lease a new 2014 Nissan Altima 2.5S for just $79 a month.
Go to kellyauto.com.
Well, some good news tonight. The stolen hilltop cows have been recovered. Last week, someone stole 2 of the fiberglass cows that were once outside the hilltop restaurant in Saugus. You stood back as you waited for a table. And the video of work crews removing the cows after the restaurant closed. Saugus police say officers did find the missing cows in Saugus, but so far, no criminal charges in the case. Well, there's a mystery barge being built in San Francisco Bay, and no one seems to know what it's for.
And it's big. It's a 4-story floating building consisting of several cargo containers. Now, our affiliate in San Francisco says it is owned by Google, but the company won't confirm it. And there is speculation that it could be a data center or a floating store for Google Glass. Now, either way, Google has not gotten the proper permits. A similar barge, by the way, is also going up near Portland, Maine.
And we're talking about it.
Right, and the plot thickens and the advertising begins.
Exactly. We have much more news still ahead.
That's going to do it for us at 5 o'clock, but there's much more news straight ahead. It is 6, starts now.
Another wild World Series finish, only this time the Sox come out on top. How the Sox tied the series and what they need to do to come back to Boston with another win.
Cold and quiet tonight, but there is a bigger storm on the way for later this week. All the details coming up.
A nurse who spends her days taking care of a disabled boy suddenly can't pay her bills, while the state is taking every penny she makes.
And he's followed the Red Sox since he played for them in the 1940s.
Just to say that I played for the Red Sox is enough for me.
The oldest living Sox player and what he thinks of this team's chances.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 6 starts right now.
It's a whole new World Series. 2 wins will give the Sox the title, but you know that won't be easy.
But you don't want to change things now. You want to keep doing what we're doing. It's a heavyweight fight. You got to win as many rounds as you can.
There's no relaxing here. No relaxing here.
Well, there's only one guarantee. The World Series is coming back to Boston. I'm Jack Woody.
I'm Lisa Hughes. The game 4 win was truly a team effort. There was David Ortiz hitting a double and rallying his teammates to get their offense going. Then Johnny Gomes snapping out of his slump with that fantastic fist-pump-worthy 3-run homer. And John Lackey helping out, pitching out of the bullpen for the first time in 9 years. Steve Burton is live in St. Louis tonight. And Steve, once again, a game with a crazy finish.
You know what? This never gets old. It never gets old. A pivotal game 5 tonight with John Lester on the mound. And you know what? When you come into these games, you want to expect the unexpected because you never know what's going to happen. You talk to a number of these players say they just want to see a normal game in for once. Well, that wasn't the case last night.
Just when you think it can't get any more bizarre, it does.
So the first got him picked. He's out. He got him. He's out at first, and the ball game is over. Koji picked him off.
They're dumbfounded, like what just happened. We had one of the better, you know, probably second to David, one of the, you know, for me, one of the best postseason hitters up, and the guy gets picked off. I was really happy.
Another World Series game, another crazy ending. Only this time, thank you, Cardinals. Colton Wong gets picked off first base, leaving the Redbirds' best hitter, Carlos Beltran, at the plate. Speechless.
It's tough, man. You know, you don't want to fail, but it happens.
Hey, and how's this for timing? Shane Victorino, bad back and all, a late scratch for Johnny Gomes. 0 for 9, Johnny Gomes. Not anymore.
I don't know if I could have any words, you know, to truly sum all that up. Just really how the whole thing was written, you know, today. How my baseball path has been written, how my life has been written. Yeah. Pretty special moment.
And we can't leave out John Lackey coming out of the bullpen for the first time in 9 years. He got the job done in the 8th. And now the series is tied at 2 with Game 5 tonight.
All right, Dan Wolf joins me now, and we got a lot of changes for Game 5.
Yeah, we do. It's nice, by the way, that your life is written so young if you're Johnny Gomes, isn't it? But yeah, we have some things moving around here. Shane Victorino, John Farrell just saying a few minutes ago that his back is better, and he will be available off the bench, but he's going with a little bit of a different look. He's moved Pedroia, Ortiz, Gomes up in the lineup, Steve, and the key guy could be, again, Johnny Gomes. And the reason why is David Ortiz is hitting about 700 in the World Series. He has been outstanding. They need to protect him. St. Louis, I'd be shocked if they give him anything to hit. They may walk him. So a guy like Gomes, a guy like Nava, Bogarts, key behind David if they want to have a big inning. They'd like to have one of those tonight in support of John Lester off of Wainwright. So something to watch there. The little shift in the lineup here. Gomes now 4. With moving Ortiz and Pedroia up to the 2-3 spots.
You know, Ortiz has just been so clutch. As a matter of fact, believe it or not, he is yet to strike out this season, Dan Roche.
Yeah, you know, and John Farrell just said a few minutes ago,
I should say.
His speech last night resonated strongly as a player. He said, John Farrell said, I couldn't give that kind of speech. He said it resonated deeply in that dugout, which is pretty cool to hear.
And we will see how they play off it tonight. Game 5, everything on the line. Lisa, let's go back to you.
Love your insight, guys. Thank you so much. The Red Sox win. It's had a profound effect on ticket prices in St. Louis. They went way down. An online ticket seller called TickIQ says prices on the resale market dropped 44%. Now, some people were trying to buy tickets directly from the team, which has a self-service kiosk in front of Busch Stadium. Those fans were unhappy they left empty-handed for the most part. You know, for decades, Red Sox players, they came and went without ever even getting a shot at the World Series.
One of those players, Lou Lucier, who pitched for the Red Sox starting back in 1943. And he's still rooting for them now as the oldest surviving former Red Sox player. Paul Burton is live at Fenway with more on that story. Paul.
Jack, I tell you, Lou Lucier played for the Boston Red Sox for about a year and a half. His signing bonus back then was $1,000, and he was paid $750 a month. But the memories, he says, of this great team and of this old ballpark are priceless.
95-year-old Louis Lucier is the oldest living former Red Sox player on the planet. The year was 1943 when this pitcher first stepped foot on the mound at Fenway Park.
First 3 games I pitched for the Red Sox, I was the winning pitcher. 2 of them were against Chicago White Sox, and 1 was against Detroit Tigers.
Born in 1918, Lucier is only 6 years younger than Fenway Park itself.
I feel pretty good. I wouldn't want to try to throw a baseball. I'll tell you that.
Lucier was invited back last year during the 100-year anniversary of the old ballpark. That's him in a wheelchair next to Johnny Pesky. He says there's nothing like fulfilling the dream.
Just playing for the Red Sox, whether I won or lost, it's just a getting on that mound and throwing to big league players.
And he remembers practicing with baseball legend Ted Williams.
Ted Williams, yeah. He batted practice against me. He didn't get a good hit off me, I know that.
As for this Red Sox team in the 2013 World Series,
I think they're going to win, yeah. They got a good shot at it anyway. After last night, anything can happen.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite, like anybody else. I'm David.
Big Poppy.
Poppy, yeah. That's right.
But around the hallways of his assisted living facility, he is the local celebrity.
Let's face it, people around here are all in their 80s.
At 95, his memory is starting to slip a little bit. But one thing is for sure.
Just to say that I played for the Red Sox is enough for me.
What an amazing guy. Lucier says he's so proud to be a part of this rich history. But what he's most proud of are the 5 grandchildren, the 13 great-grandchildren, and the 1 great-great-granddaughter he has now to enjoy. Reporting live outside of Fenway Park, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News. Jack, back to you.
Paul, I love his story. Thank you so much. If you're going to Fenway Wednesday night or possibly Thursday, your best bet will be taking the MBTA. You see, there will be parking restrictions in all of these neighborhoods from 4 in the afternoon until 2 in the morning the night of Game 6 or a possible Game 7. You can find the list of all of these streets affected on our website, cbsboston.com.
And we're going to have to get ready to bundle up. If you thought this morning was cold, you're not going to like tomorrow. Our mild air is apparently moving out. And for more on what's moving in, here's our chief meteorologist, Eric Fisher. Eric?
The cold, it actually hit 60 degrees in Boston for today. Well, the first pitch weather in St. Louis tonight with the Sox, 60 degrees, and that's with several hours of darkness before then. So a mild one for the Sox, no issues there, but we're watching that weather out across parts of northern New England. The colder air is going to be moving in. It's 42 in Buffalo right now, 37 in Montreal, and those temperatures will be taking a nosedive tonight. So enjoy the mid-50s right now, still a breeze. The wind, too, will start to disappear, especially after midnight. Mainly clear skies, crisp weather, 20s in the suburbs, in mid-30s in Boston, some low 40s at the Cape. We're watching some weather ahead here, especially for Halloween, and then a bigger storm Friday. More details in just a few minutes. Lisa?
All right, Eric, thank you. Family, friends, and students said goodbye to Colleen Ritzer today, and it wasn't easy. They gathered at a church in Andover to honor the 24-year-old teacher who was murdered inside Danvers High School last week. As Christina Hager tells us this evening, there were many tears shed today for a young woman lost far too soon and in a most senseless way.
We lose the salt of the earth. She was a little angel.
Tears and adoration for the way young math teacher Colleen Ritzer managed to pack such meaning into her 24 years.
Amazing, amazing, beautiful soul that we lost.
Her former Andover High School teacher, Joe Spanos, focused on the bright life she lived as he walked in, along with about 1,000 others, including a yellow busload of the murdered teacher's students from Danvers High. They were a massive black with accents of her favorite color, pink. But by the time it was over, something had changed.
You go from very sad to very mad.
Anger. When Spanos emerged from the church with this crowd, he was seeing red.
No, we got to stop the violence and let Colleen Ritzer be the poster child for that, right now.
Ritzer's cousin read the eulogy saying, in a short period of time, one person has made a world of difference. Heaven stole an angel from us today. From Assumption College, where Ritzer only recently graduated, Father Dennis Gallagher.
People spoke so much about her smile and the wideness of her smile, and that's what I remember about her.
On the front of the funeral program, words Ritzer once tweeted out to her students. She could not have known how fitting this would be when she wrote, "Be good to people. Being good is a wonderful legacy to leave behind." In Andover, Christina Hager, WBZ News.
Coming up here on WBZ News, a puppy beaten so badly it could not survive. The man now blamed for this cruelty.
She's spending her days caring for a disabled boy, and the state is taking every cent she makes. The I-Team goes right to the governor to try to figure out why in the world a nurse is being severely punished for a simple, honest mistake.
When cold weather for tonight and into the day tomorrow, but big changes later on this week. We'll take a look at the weather when we get back.
Candy. Who doesn't want a little candy? This Halloween, your New England Honda dealers want you to bring home a different kind of candy. Automotive candy, that is. Choose from a great selection of new Honda Civics, Accords, Pilots, Odysseys, and CR-Vs. Unwrap a sweet deal on the all-wheel drive CR-V for just $249 a month. Hurry in. The sweet incentives will all be gone Monday, November 4th at the Halloween Savings Event at your New England Honda dealers.
We already know that my Bobo-Pedic 9-inch queen set is $800 less than Tempur-Pedic's 8-inch.
That's right.
Correct. And we know that you sleep just as well on mine, and even better because you save $800.
Right again.
There's no doubt. So can anybody tell me why in the world anyone would spend an extra $800 of their hard-earned money for nothing more than a brand name label that's covered by a sheet? Doesn't make sense, does it?
Welcome to Boktoberfest. At Bok Toyota, we have everything you're looking for. All at frightfully low Bok Toyota prices. Here's your winning numbers. Drive home a brand new Toyota Corolla with automatic transmission that gets 34 miles per gallon for only $89 per month. Boktoberfest only at Bok Toyota.
In Italy, there is one mozzarella cheese brand at the heart of every kitchen, in the center of every table.
Galvani.
A mozzarella cheese so authentic, so deliciously meltable, you can resist.
Galvani.
Now Sorrento has joined with Galvani to continue making authentic mozzarella cheese here in the U.S. Enjoy the true taste of Italy at your table.
Galvani.
With Sorrento, now Galvani, Italy's favorite cheese brand.
I am Liam Kerr, Chairman of Democrats for Education Reform, and Democrats for Education Reform approves and paid for this message.
Education drives life. And as a grandmother and great-grandmother, and as a person who has a vested interest in education, I would like to see a mayor like John Connolly that shares those same philosophies. John has his children in public schools. It makes him have an investment in the system. John Connolly will support those voices that go unheard. Give somebody a chance and see if they won't shine.
I'm Dawn Hayes for the Toyota Winning Numbers Sales Event. And the winning numbers are 1, 9, and 9. That's a winning $199 lease on an all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
A Connecticut man is facing charges in a horrible case of animal cruelty that made headlines all over the country. Puppy Doe was found in Quincy 2 months ago. This young pit bull had been beaten so badly veterinarians could not save her. Today, a memorial stands in the place where she was found, and police have arrested this man, 34-year-old Radislav Serkovsky. He used to work near a playground where Puppy Doe was found. Sarkovsky will be in court tomorrow.
Tonight, the I-Team trying to get answers on a story that has made a lot of people very angry. An experienced nurse who works for Mass Health who accidentally let her license lapse. Now, as Chief Correspondent Joe Shortsleeve tells us, the state has now started holding back thousands of dollars from her paycheck.
It's like devastating financially.
Julie Frascarelli has been a nurse for 30 years, but tonight she can't pay her bills.
We had a minus $74 balance in our bank, and that's when I knew they had done something.
They is the state of Massachusetts. The I-Team told you last month how Julie takes care of 12-year-old Levon Toppy of North Andover, who requires 24-hour care. He can't walk, see, or speak. While caring for him one day last year, she realized her nursing license had expired. She quickly renewed it online and paid a $57 fine. However, Mass Health then demanded she pay back all the money she earned for that 6-week period, or more than $10,000. Levon's father told us at the time the punishment didn't fit the crime.
It's insane. I think it's pretty unfair to kind of diminish what Julie does for work, especially with a child like Levon.
But tonight, her appeals denied. The state is garnishing 100% of her wages, leaving her with nothing.
We are just in stunned disbelief. We don't know what we're going to do.
In a statement to WBZ, Mass Health says it has initiated a process to recover funds that were collected while the nurse was unlicensed and has offered to set up a payment plan to resolve this issue. In Worcester today, we caught up with the governor.
Is there something you can help with?
Well, I'm sure Mass Health will answer any questions that you may have, but more to the point, we'll solve whatever problem that the client has.
The problem is Mass Health does not differentiate between someone who committed fraud with no license and someone who's a longtime employee whose license simply lapsed. For the I-Team, Joe Shortsleeve, WBZ News.
Hey. Well, let's talk about something pleasant. Today's weather, that was nice, wasn't it?
If only we could hold on to this a little longer. We'll send it back over to Eric Fisher now. And Eric, it just feels like we're on the brink of change here.
Yeah, well, 3 months. I think we've held on to it for a while. Going back to August, it's been fantastic. Tonight, the change is not in sky cover or rain, but it's in temperature. It'll really be dropping off tonight. Clouds starting to break apart now. We'll see a lot of starlight overhead. Current temperature is 55 in Boston, which is not bad. 48 in Nashville, but 43 there at Springfield, Vermont. And that's where our air is coming from. Really crashing temperatures across northern New England. And there's a big pool of cold air across Canada. Actually, snow and ice is growing at a greater extent than what we've seen over the past several years. And so perhaps this is going to end up leading to more cold weather for us in the long run. This is the pattern for tonight, though. The cold front sweeping offshore. Cold air, but also very dry air. Dew points are going to go way back into the teens and even single digits tomorrow. So you're going to notice dry skin, chapped lips. Make sure you've got a little bit of chapstick ready to go tonight and into tomorrow. Temperatures back in the 20s overnight. Keene 23, Fitchburg down to 27, mid-20s in Taunton. We will see the lower 40s out toward Chatham and into Harwich and Nantucket for this evening. Slightly milder, I guess. It's all relative. So tomorrow morning, it's all brilliant sunshine, but very chilly weather. Lots of extra layers out at the bus stop for all the kids. Sunrise is at 7:14. Midday lunch, we still have a lot of sun, but the temperatures don't bounce up all that much. We're in the mid-40s around the middle of the day, and then we're in the middle 40s as we end the day for the evening commute. Just a dry, chilly air mass and a few high clouds. Also notice we don't have as much wind tomorrow. It won't be quite as gusty as it has been recently. Want to rake the leaves? Tomorrow's your day. Highs across the region, lots of 40s north and west of the city, low 50s as we move toward the south coast and over toward Cape and the islands. Below average, to be sure. Then we look toward Wednesday. This is a day where we don't see a lot of activity, but there will be more cloud cover. Just a slight chance of a couple of rain showers or snow showers on Wednesday morning, so maybe that'll add to a little bit of excitement. Then we go to Thursday, and a more significant weather system is going to start to approach. Notice a lot of rain in the model output here. I think a lot of this is going to stay to our west. We could see some showers later on in the day. I wouldn't cancel plans just yet. The pattern has been that a lot of the energy of these systems has pulled up to our north and west. This may be another one of those instances. So breezy, yes, that may about it. When the Sox return home, breezy and cold, mid-40s, but no rain to deal with on Wednesday evening. Thursday is when we'll watch that chance for some showers. Game 7, if necessary. The wind will be an issue. That's also Halloween night. So not a cold one for all the ghouls and goblins and the kids going out trick-or-treating. The question is, how much rain do we see? We'll get a better idea on that as we go through the next couple of days. WBZ AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Yeah, Thursday is the start of that chance for rain. More significant rain is possible on Friday. The big story on Friday, the wind. It'll be a very windy day. A lot of leaves come down. Temperatures up in the 60s. Quieter weather, colder by Sunday as we look toward the weekend. All right, Lisa, Jack, back to you.
All right, Eric, thanks. Well, we found out at the top of this newscast they're making some changes in the lineup tonight, and I like them.
I do too. Listen, they've been doing a pretty good job there in St. Louis. One more game, and let's take you live to the great state of Missouri, and there's Steve Burton.
All right, Jack and Lisa, thank you very much. Well, here's the deal with the Red Sox lineup. Shane Victorino is out. His back is better than it was yesterday, so he could pitch it. That means Johnny Gomes is in left field. He'll be batting fourth. Red Sox skipper John Farrell also said he moved up Dustin Pedroia to the 2 spot and David Ortiz to the 3 spot, and here's why.
I just feel like today might be something where we've got to lengthen out the lineup a little bit behind David, and we've made a subtle change, nothing dramatic, but we haven't really put together many big innings, and that's a credit to their pitching. And we feel like the more we can lengthen out and give us our better chances up and down the lineup, that's where we're at today.
But John Lester gets a start tonight, and he has been outstanding this postseason. 3-1 with a 1.67 ERA. His last start was his best so far, but was overshadowed by a bit by the green substance we saw in his glove. Lester said it was rosin to help him grip the ball better because he tends to sweat a lot, something Lester's heard a lot about ever since.
If people want to know how bad I sweat, that's fine. I mean, I'm not, I think we've covered that pretty well over the past couple of days. You know, I've gotten a lot of crap from my friends and my wife on that one. But no, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be focus on my glove and focus on my hands and what I'm doing, but I got to worry about the Cardinals. If I'm worried about what people are looking at, then I'm thinking about the wrong things.
And I want to bring in MLB analyst and former Red Sox. Yeah, how about that? Kevin Millar, along with Dan Roche. And I want to ask you about David Ortiz. He has been absolutely carrying this team. Has yet to strike out this series.
Yeah, you know what? He's remarkable. Once again, we're talking about Big Papi. We've been talking about Big Papi since I was there, and he keeps getting younger, I'm getting older. So I don't know what's going on. I'm over here wearing an earpiece with you guys, and he's hitting in the series, and remarkable. Is absolutely at the prime of his game. I mean, this guy, his eye for the strike zone, his power, everything about him, man, he's still the same guy.
What do you think of him calling a meeting in a dugout last night?
Well, it's funny because you think about Hunter Pence and the Giants last year, right? You don't see it a whole lot in baseball, but I love it. And when he talks, everybody listens, period. It's got to come from the right guy. You can't have somebody over there that no one respects, like, oh, whatever. As soon as he says something, get over here, you saw everybody go, yes, Big Papi. So what he says is, let's have fun. If we're going to lose this thing, let's lose this thing being us, and look what happens.
Lastly, Kevin, John Lester seems to be in a real good place right now mentally. Seems very confident in what he's doing. You've played with this guy. What do you think about Lester tonight against the tough Adam Wainwright who wants to bounce back?
Well, I'll tell you right now, what a great game. You got Wainwright, Lester. Lester's throwing the ball as well as anybody. We keep talking about Walker and Wainwright. Don't sleep on John Lester. Remarkable feel for all of his pitches right now. David Ross and him are clicking behind the plate. Going to be a great game.
Yeah.
Won't sleep on the Red Sox for that matter. Here they come. It's going back to Boston.
They're getting back to Boston. Last night was a big game for them.
And if you're a baseball fan, MLB's Intentional Talk, weeknights at 5 with him and Chris Rose. It's great baseball.
Just great friends with you guys. Great casting right there. Microphone working. Great job.
Thank you.
Jack and Lisa, back to you.
Laura's just never changed,
Wait,
has
two mics.
All right, get the hook. CBS Evening News coming up at 6:30.
And Scott Pelley joins us now live from New York with a preview. Scott?
Lisa, Jack, great to be with you in Boston. On the broadcast tonight, we're going to go to Marblehead to meet the McCarthy family and this very remarkable young man. He has a bionic hand to replace a hand that was deformed at birth. That isn't quite so remarkable. What is remarkable is that the family built this hand in their garage using an amazing new technology that makes it possible to build all kinds of amazing machines with a computer and a 3D printer, which is now very available to most Americans. We'll show you how all of that works and have the rest of the world news on the CBS Evening News in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll look forward to it, Scott. Thank you. Still to come here, Teresa Heinz-Carey and her mysterious seizure. What happened to her years ago that could have triggered this summer's health crisis?
I believe
Tonight,
my family has been taken hostage.
jump into hostages and hang on for the ride. Do as I say. Life goes on. You don't, the story ends.
This guy has connections everywhere. He's evil.
The president's not a patient anymore. He's a target. There's no way out of this.
Let's kill him.
New hostages tonight, 10/9 Central.
Ooh, now it's love.
adventures and brings you home memories. Buy a brand new 2014 all-wheel drive Subaru Outback, well equipped for only $23,795. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
The future of Boston starts now, and it starts with great schools in every neighborhood, cutting bureaucracy, investing those savings in the classroom, holding principals, teachers, and students to the highest standards. That's what I've always done. I have a comprehensive plan to end crime and violence, from more after-school programs to tougher gun laws, keeping kids in school and off the streets. Boston's future starts with its schools, and it starts today. I'm John Connolly, and I'll be your education mayor.
Now, in less time than you ever imagined, you can breathe new life into your basement and add much-needed living space to your home with the Owens Corning Basement Finishing System. Did you know installing drywall can take months? But our system is installed in about 2 weeks with virtually no mess. So in practically no time, you'll not only finish your basement, you'll transform your home. Call 1-800-BASEMENT now for a free video and design consultation. It's a fact. Nobody knows basements better than Owens Corning.
Now everything I cook gets rave reviews thanks to my new Electrolux induction range. Because it has features that are inspired from the appliances Electrolux designs for the world's best chefs, like the induction cooktop that boils water in 90 seconds. And with heat so responsive, it instantly adjusts to different pot and pan sizes. So all my dishes are perfectly cooked, and all my parties are real crowd pleasers. Electrolux, be even more amazing. See the Electrolux kitchen and laundry appliance collection at Parents today.
Pride, commitment, and teamwork. Presenting a mid-size crossover with a home field advantage. The powerful Kia Sorento.
Leasing now for just $129 a month. Central Kia in Norwood, Route 1, the Auto Mile.
Here at the Central Auto Team, we make it fun.
Teresa Hines-Carey now says a concussion she suffered years ago triggered that mysterious seizure. Remember, Carey hospitalized this summer after suffering the seizure during vacation on Nantucket. Carey tells the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that her doctors believe the seizure is actually tied to a concussion she sustained in a bad fall 4 years ago. Carey says the concussion was never properly treated.
In a little more than a week, East Boston voters will be weighing in on whether to allow a casino at Suffolk Downs. But should that vote go forward? The Gaming Commission will be discussing that tomorrow. Caesars Entertainment, you'll remember, dropped from this Suffolk project, and that's because Mayor Menino, others, they believe there should be a new backer before residents vote.
It's going to be cold tonight. We'll have Eric enumerate in a moment.
We'll be right back.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Cumberland Farms. Fall in love with delicious farmhouse blend coffee today. Just 99 cents any size and only at Cumberland Farms.
Hi, I'm Dawn Hayes for the Toyota Winning Numbers Sales Event. And the winning numbers are 0, 6, and 0. That's a winning 0 for 60 on all-wheel drive Highlanders and roomy Sienna minivans. And next we have a 2. That's a winning 2 years no-cost maintenance on any new Toyota. The Toyota Winning Numbers Sales Event is going on now. Everyone's a winner. Toyota, let's go places.
Okay, 6 more visits and you'll have your new dentures.
6.
6.
How about 3?
6.
4.
6.
4.5.
6.
5.
6. Okay, hold it. Let's try something new.
Okay, Mrs. Tucker, your dentures will be ready this Friday. You can do that? We do that.
No way.
Yes, way.
No, no.
Yes. Wow.
Aspen Dental is doing whatever it takes to give America a healthy mouth, like on-site dental labs for dentures in days, not weeks. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL because your mouth is our mission.
1 is the longest number that you'll ever do. 2 can be as bad as 1.
Running low? Then it's the perfect time to save at Stop & Shop's gigantic stock-up sale. Buy Edie's ice cream and get the Stop & Shop brand free. Buy a 12-count box of Green Mountain K-Cups and get the Stop and Shop brand free. Shop big, save big at the gigantic stock-up sale this week at Stop and Shop.
Together we will stand. Every boy, girl, woman, and man. Come on now, people. Come on now, people. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together.
Welcome to Oktoberfest at Bach Honda on the Automile Route 1 in Norfolk and the Bach Honda Fest in Wexford, Mass. Start something special. Drive home a brand new Honda Civic for only $48 per month. 2 great Bach Honda locations. 1 frightfully low Bach Honda price. Oktoberfest only at Bach Honda.
Military keeps firing tear gas on the crowds, but these people just march right back again.
A world of original reporting on the CBS Evening News with Scott Kelly.
Lisa Hughes and Johnathan Eilias, weeknights at 11 on WBZ News.
We have a lot to watch this week. We have Red Sox games and Halloween. Very important.
No pressure.
No, no.
Well, we take a look at the weather. Tonight's all just about the cold. Clear skies. But as we head toward tomorrow, it's sunshine, it's chilly. Wednesday, maybe a shower or flurry. Thursday is where things get hairy, of course. It could be Game 7. It could be Halloween. Right now, it's a chance for a few showers. It's breezy and fairly mild. Any heavier rain should wait till Friday.
But not too cold, so that's good.
No, it won't be a frigid one.
Excellent. Thank you, Eric.
Well, that does it for us. Let's go back to St. Louis, Missouri. One last look as the Red Sox prepare for a big game tonight.